Alrighty, what is up, you guys? Today, we're gonna be doing some winter fishing. I'm gonna be showing you guys what are the best baits to use in winter. I've got about 3 or 4 baits that work very well in winter. And we're gonna be fishing with them just to see if we can catch any fish on them. I'm gonna show you how to use them and how to get more bites depending on what pond you're in. I'm heading down to the first spot right now, so I will see y'all when I get down there. All right, let's go ahead. Let me show you the baits that we're gonna be using today. This right here is a Ned rig. It's always been my favorite bait to use in winter for these lethargic fish because it's very slow moving, just bounces off the bottom. It's just an overall really good bait for how the bass are behaving in cold weather. What the Ned rig does is that you let it sink all the way to the bottom, you give it little hops, you drag it, and the little worm, with the way the Ned rig hook is, the bait's supposed to stick straight up in the air. And that's gonna attract some bass, and that'll hopefully get them to bite the Ned rig here. Let's go ahead. Now that I've showed you what this Ned rig can do, let's see if we can catch any. Most of the algae in this pond is dead, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem, like accidentally hooking onto some algae here. I prefer to throw these on medium spinning setups like this because it's a little bit of a lighter lure. And sometimes some bait casters, like my SLX DC, could definitely handle this. I just feel more comfortable working a Ned rig on a spinning reel. It's just so much more versatile to use smaller baits, smaller finesse baits. So I'm gonna stop talking here. I'm gonna lock in, see if I can get some bites on the Ned rig today. Kind of like to mix up my retrieves sometimes, how I like to work this bait, because sometimes they're liking it dragging, sometimes they like it when I'm hopping it. So I guess the water hasn't gotten too cold out deep to where the algae can die, or I'm just hooking onto dead algae. That's a fish. Oh, we missed him, you guys. Dang it. That was a really good bite. Dude absolutely munched my Ned rig. I feel like hitting these rocks up here could be good if there's fish still chilling out on the bank here. That's if there's a fish. Like, if I get this in a fish's face, there's a really good chance that that fish will eat it. It's bouncing off of those rocks there. Got one. That's a fish. What is it? It's a little largemouth bass, but still, guess what? That is our first fish of the day on the Ned rig. Let's go. I was expecting for the bigger guys to come out, but that's how you gotta target deeper water with some bigger baits. These Ned rigs aren't really big fish attractors in my ponds. Let's go ahead, release them. Let's fish a little bit longer with the Ned rig, see if we can catch another one. Got him. He's running right at me. Oh, I told you there was going to be a fish in this corner. Gosh, that is an aggressive fish. He ran straight at me when I hooked him. There we go. That guy's a little bit bigger, a little bit of an upgrade from the first fish. Let's go ahead. Let's release them. Oh, their mouths are getting stuck to my, shoot. I'm blanking out here. Their mouths are getting stuck to the tip of my gloves because I've got some grip on my gloves. So when I'm releasing them, they're kind of they're hanging on for a second. All right, this TRD is pretty messed up now. What we're actually gonna do, we're actually gonna take this off. Let's replace it with another bait. And that bait that we're gonna replace it with, we're gonna keep on the Ned rig. We're just gonna change out what we've got on there. What I'm gonna, so we're slowly gonna start making our way back to our stuff. But as we're doing that, let's see if I can find them. There they are. We're gonna throw on this other Ned style bait. It's called, these are the 6 Sense Crubs. I've seen people use them on Texas rigs. I've seen people use them as trailers for jigs. So that's why I feel like it would actually be a good fit for a Ned rig. Let's try it out, see if it works. We are done with the Ned rig, and we're gonna move over to some other baits. I've got a square bill crankbait tied on, but that's not what we're gonna be using right now because I feel like these fish are far too lethargic to be chasing like that. So we're gonna tie on a jerk bait. We're gonna tie on a pretty shallow diver, one that's super shiny and it'll stick out in this bluish murky water. So I'm gonna choose like a golden with like a shiny silver combination. We're gonna see if we can catch any fish on that. So I will see y'all when I get that tied on. Alrighty guys, this is our second bait of the day. It is a Guggen Squad. I think it's called a clutch. I don't know. All I know is that it's a Guggen Squad suspending jerk bait, which is perfect sometimes. Notice how I said sometimes, for conditions just like this. It's overcast, perfect. So these fish, if they are active, they should be chasing. Trying to stock up just a little bit more for winter. So we're gonna be throwing this jerk bait around. How I use jerk baits. So the thing with jerk baits is this one is a suspending. So when it pops, it stays in at the same exact depth that it went to when you popped, and it'll stay there until you pop it again or reel it. That's what I love, because you can just let that bait sit in that water column for as long as you want. So oh, snagged. Oh, I have a fish on there too. Is he still on? He is. All right. I had a snag, and then once I got out of that snag, I got a fish. That is a tiny little bass, though. But like I said earlier, a fish is a fish, dude. That thing is such a small. That is such a small little largemouth. All right. See ya, bud. Thanks for getting me a fish on the jerk bait. Let's fish this thing around for a little bit longer. I personally don't want that to be the only fish I catch on the jerk bait today, so. Alrighty, you guys. That is pretty disappointing. We have gone around the entire pond and we've only caught one fish on the jerk bait. The good news is the fish will bite the jerk bait. We had about, I would say, 3 or 4 really nice bites on the jerk bait that we just couldn't hook up on. So I would say this bait works in the winter. It definitely does. I'm just not the best with fishing jerk baits, so I'll always struggle with them until I really perfect them. But we're gonna get back to our stuff, which is right over here. We're gonna fish a different bait, which is totally different from what we're using right now. So different. So hopefully, instead of fishing it with some moving baits, we're gonna fish some very slow finesse. Maybe that'll get these bass to bite. Alrighty guys, here is bait number 3. Bait number 3 is gonna be a little Strike King bitsy bug. We're throwing it on my SLX DC again. Same combo as the jerk bait that I was throwing. What this thing kind of does, when I'm gonna cast it out here in a little bit, I'm gonna work it just like I was working the Ned rig. For the action of this guy, it's really similar to the Ned rig, except these little tails that I have on the trailer, this little craw trailer, these tails should kick and flutter, and they should stick up just like a Ned worm would, and the skirt will give it a slightly bigger presentation, so hopefully we can get some bigger bites. Let's go ahead, let's throw this thing around, see if we can't catch anything. The only difference between fishing this and a Ned rig, I might move this one a little bit faster than the Ned rig. That's a fish. Oh, we missed him. We had one. I didn't even move it at all. I just kind of let it sit there. And something picked that dude up. Let's cast it right out in that same spot, actually. That was another bite. He's still on. I missed him again? What the? There's nothing wrong with my hook or my bait. I think they're just barely hanging on to it. Maybe that's the problem. Hot too. There he is again. Got him. We got him that time. It feels a little bit of a better fish. It is. There we go. That is our biggest fish of the day. And it's on the finesse jig. Gosh, I slammed that hook set. There we go. That is by far the biggest fish that we've caught today. It's still not that big, but I'll take it, dude. Today has been pretty slow, so it's nice to finally get some in that's a little bit bigger than the ones that we've been catching. See you, bud. Oh, took him a second to get back. Sadly, we could not catch that last fish that I was hoping for before my GoPro's about to die. So, we're gonna head out. I think today was a pretty good day for lethargic winter fish. Catching 4 fish sometimes is really hard. You know, I was out here for about 3 hours, 4 fish. I will take that. I will easily take that. This is my first time fishing in the winter this year because it just got really cold all of a sudden. Everything died. I hadn't been able to fish it yet. But yeah, I hope y'all learned some stuff from this video, and hopefully y'all go out to your own neighborhood ponds and stuff and hopefully catch some fish using the selected baits that I presented to you today. I don't know what the next video is going to be about, but it's going to be something good. I haven't posted in a while because I've been trying to make really good content. I'm not going to make some half worked out content for y'all. I'm going to make 100% content so I can grow more, get some popularity. So I will see y'all in the next video.